Black Raven, how are you? How are you? Hopefully you're doing alright. Let me balance this levels out. Holy crap. A little bit better than what they are right now. Mic check. Are we good? Tariffs, tariffs, tariffs. Tariffs, tariffs, tariffs. Tariffs, tariffs, tariffs. I'm doing good. I'm doing okay. For what it's worth, I'm doing okay. It's been a crazy, crazy past couple of weeks, to say the least, I'm sure. Good to see you're still doing good. It is a windy day where I'm at. A windy and warm day, surprisingly. But I guess really not surprising. We get one more month before we get to see if our favorite hobby goes up in price. So I'm waiting for that one. I'm waiting to see that. I see some Switch news that's coming out. Switch news is always good news to an extent, I guess, depending on who you are. For me, it's always good news. I've been playing Kingdom Hearts again. I've been going through Kingdom Hearts again. And honestly, I have to say, just from playing the first one again, it made me hate the third one. Like, I have a whole rant about it in my Discord, which if anybody wants to follow the Discord, it is in the description below, as well as my BlueSky, because I don't use Twitter. So with that being said, BlueSky is down there in the description, as well as the Discord, if you want to watch me rant about old games or something that I've stumbled upon in the industry. But I do have a whole rant about it in my Discord, as I try to sift through and try to find some music. I wonder, you know what? They have the Nintendo app. So they have the Nintendo app that plays all, like, well, the music that they've allowed on it. But I wonder if it's on the PC as well, cuz it's on Android. But I wonder if it's on PC. And I haven't actually bothered to go look for it. So let's see. But hopefully everybody is having a good day. I'm going to read that rant that I have. And then, like, I know, like, everything from, like, the thumbnail to, like, the title of this is, like, very misleading. So just to kind of explain what is about to happen today. Let's see. I think that's it. Turn that up just a little bit, and I'll turn it down as time passes. But to explain what's about to happen today, I'm gonna spend just a couple of seconds on this Microsoft and PlayStation news of Forza coming on. It's not going to be very long because I don't have much on it. Like, there's not much in the past that I haven't said that if I still had the videos, like, there wouldn't be anything new for me to say. I think there's definitely a lot of things that they've already let us know that was going to happen. So there's not much I have to say. I am going to be flipping through comments on the last Lies of P video I did, because I still get comments on it from time to time, and I do want to engage with those. So with that being said, I probably won't spend too much time flipping through it. It's more so because there was one comment that actually interested me. It actually interested me to the point where I'm just kind of like, you know what? I think that this actually deserves attention, because they were they engaged with some points, and I would like to engage with some points back rather than just type it out in the comments alongside. So I'll be doing that, and then I will be doing I will be on Metroid Dread once again, back to the part where I normally get lost at. So with that being said, Black Raven, sorry about that. YouTube decided to close on me. It's all right. It happens. I'm not worried about it. So yeah, this rant that I made on my Discord, because like I thoroughly enjoyed Kingdom Hearts for what it was. I basically said, so I'm replaying through Kingdom Hearts, and man, let me tell you, this game is an example of gaming in its prime. It's also making me hate Kingdom Hearts 3 even more. There was so much substance to the first game alone, and when you look at 3, it just seems like a hollow shell of what the series used to be. And can I also say that the Hollow Bastion theme is one of the greatest OST ever. I stand by that 100% because of the simple fact that it's an epic theme to me. You can disagree if you want. I'm okay with that. But Hollow Bastion's theme will forever be etched into my brain. When I played 3 when it first came out, I honestly thought the lack of Final Fantasy characters in the game actually kind of that was part of my issue with it at the time. But playing through the first one, and I'm almost done with it. But playing through the first one again, like really, there's not much of a difference, if I have to be real. There's not much of a difference between, as far as like, because in the first one, there weren't too many Final Fantasy characters in the first Kingdom Hearts, or maybe the second one too. I have to play through that one again. But in the third one, I thought it kind of ruined the game a little bit, not having them there. But I get it, you know, Disney stuff or whatever. But my mind has changed on that. And the reason why is because, like, when I look at the first one alone, there's so much substance to it. Like, it's the beginning of a very a very heavily narrative driven story that you really have to pay attention to. And there are some parts of this story there's a lot of parts of this story I still don't get to this day. And if you don't know about any of the other stuff, like the stage plays that are actually canon apparently within the series as well, if you don't know about those, then you'll never fully understand the story either. And it's just all the game as a whole is just kind of messy as you go through it. But the first and second ones definitely had a lot more substance. The third one, even though it took years to come out, felt rushed. I hated that it felt rushed. I hated that so much. Like, it felt repetitive, especially when you get to what is it? What is the seventh world? It's the Frozen. When you get to the Frozen land, like, I hate that. I hated that part. That was like the longest part of that game, and it drug on for so long. And having to hear that theme like back over and over and over again, like, it's enough to drive you crazy. But the game felt empty. The game, even with as much as that was in it, it just felt empty. It felt rushed, and it just like they just wanted to get it over with. Like I could easily see if they wanted to make a 3 and 4 and then split whatever it is that they did in the third one up. That would have been more understanding. But after playing the first one, I don't know. Like I'll play through the third one again, but I don't know. I think my takes on it are going to be a lot more critical after that. So that's basically what I've been doing, is going back through, or planning to go back through most of the series. So yeah, there's that. And it wasn't really a rant, I guess. It was like a small, like a small paragraph maybe. And that was it. On how I felt about Kingdom Hearts 3, but the first one really made me hate the third one again. And I haven't played the third one in like 5 years, mind you. 5, 6, no, because it came out when? 2018, 2019? I haven't played it since it first came out. And I beat it, and I was just kind of like, this is it? This is what I waited for? And I don't think I was the only one saying that either. I think there was a few people that said it. And I think there was a few people that enjoyed it too. I think it's okay if you enjoyed it. I didn't, personally. But the first one definitely sealed my thoughts for the third one. So, with that being said, that's basically what I've done. What else did I revisited something else too. I suck at Kingdom Hearts. My husband had to help me get through the first world. I mean, to be fair, it's a very, you have to do some thinking, and you have to be very observant. So it's nothing against anybody if you have any issue. I believe there's still Reddit dedicated to helping people who are like new to the series, or they're still playing the series, or they haven't beaten it all. That like, I'm not surprised if anybody has a hard time getting through it, or getting lost. Maybe the puzzles. Maybe some of the puzzles. I mean, some are kind of difficult, but most of the puzzles are okay. It's navigating through everything where I struggled at the most. I'm really gonna struggle with all of them because I haven't played them in so long. So there was something else I bet. I recorded footage. So I played this game, and I don't know if anybody else has played it. Like, if you look through my channel, I play a lot of games that most people probably wouldn't even bother with. And it's something that came to the PS5, I think, recently. It's called the Stanley Parable. I played that, which is an interesting game. It's like a meme game. It's definitely like a meme. Like, it's definitely the developers are trolling you the whole time. I actually kind of enjoyed it a little bit. And I won't lie, I'm playing it for trophies too. But there's one trophy in particular I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I want to spend all my time trying to get it. And it's one where you actually have to play the game for an entire 24 hours on a Tuesday. And I'm just like, can my PlayStation 5 handle that? And do I really want to risk it? And I don't think I want to. And I think you don't have to play it like the whole day on a Tuesday. I think you can just play it like in increments, but it has to be played on Tuesday. But I'm not sure. I'll experiment with it and find out. Like, I could never beat Riku in the foot race on the island, and then once you get to the merchant world, Traverse Town, I couldn't get anywhere. So this is how I look at Traverse Town, and maybe somebody can speak to it. I look at Traverse Town as like an endless tutorial of how it's gonna be on every world that you travel to. because you will get lost in almost everywhere. There's a couple like Agrabah and Agrabah and what is it? I'll say Agrabah, Atlantica, and what is it? Halloween Town. Those are the easiest to navigate. I kind of wish I kind of wish Halloween Town was a little bit more complex, but I get it. I mean, it's towards the end of the game. Hollow Bastion too. Hollow Bastion is easy to navigate. But I wish that Halloween Town was more complex. And that's coming from a guy who cannot stand Night Before Christmas and I can't stand it because it's gotten beat up. It's gotten beaten up so many times. So, those are the easiest ones. I find that, what is it? The jungle was very hard for me to navigate. That was one of the hardest ones. That one and Wonderland were the hardest ones for me to navigate. And like I can't tell you how many times like I've backtracked trying to find the things that I needed to find and fight the enemies that I needed to fight. Like it's just great. Those are like the hardest two that I could think of. If I revisit the worlds, in my opinion, maybe I might rank them too. But I have to go back through it again and record all of everything, which it probably won't take me that long. But Monstro was a decent challenge because like you're trying to pick and choose which doors to go through. It's like a belly maze. What else? Yeah, I don't think there's too many places besides Traverse Town, the jungle, Wonderland, and Monstro that was too hard that was that hard to navigate. At least in my opinion. But yeah, what else have I been playing? What is that game? Oh my gosh, there's another game I was playing too. Oh, what is it called? Oh, it's gonna drive me up the wall. Human Fall Flat. I've been playing that too. Which is an interesting game. It's an interesting and relaxing game. And I've been thinking about recording and putting that on. But I don't know. I haven't really been recording too much either. After the whole Skyrim deal. What was the last video I posted? I don't remember the last video I posted. What was that one? Demon Souls? After Demon Souls, I haven't really been recording too much. So, I mean, I have to get back on that. I'm still stuck on scripts for sure. Like I said, I have one finished and I'm just like kind of just still nervous to put it out. I'm way too much of a perfectionist when it comes to that, and I know they're not going to be perfect. Like I said, I know people aren't going to agree with me. It's just a lot to take in. And you'll see that like when we start going through some of these comments. Untitled Goose Game is my favorite relaxing game. That game is actually pretty fun. It's fun and funny at the same time. I like messing with the people. The people are like the funniest parts of that game. What else have I been playing? I veg out on Call of Duty from time to time. There was something else that I played though, and I can't remember. I revisited Resident Evil 6 too. Gosh, and let me say that, like, after playing like the remakes, like, gosh, that game is so garbage. I hate Resident Evil 6, and yet it's so good for the Leon story, part of the Leon story. The only parts, I only played that game because I like sifting through the zombies in the first mission, or the first pardon me, in the first chapter. And then when you watch the missile hit, and then watch the people turn into zombies, and you have to sift through Hong Kong in a city full of zombies. Like, that was like my favorite parts. Like, there was nothing more terrifying than thinking about being caught in that situation. But I thoroughly enjoyed that. But other than that, like, I hate the fact that they took the action approach to that. And then everything doesn't feel as smooth as the remakes do. And I think the only place where I think that they failed for me on the remakes is Ada Wong's Separate Ways. I was not a big fan of that. Thank you, Black Raven. I definitely was not a big fan of that. What else have I been playing? There's something else that I've been playing. I've revisited Mario 64. Going back to get the 120 stars, because, you know, it's good to revisit the classics. I want to get back on Mario Sunshine. Now that's where I live at. I know everybody's like hung up on Galaxy, and Galaxy is great, but to me, like, Mario Sunshine was like great. I love that game. So I'm not going to go through this article. I don't want to go through this article because there's nothing about this article that surprises me at all. Nothing about this will ever surprise me. But basically Horizon 4, and this isn't surprising to me because we've already seen games come to PlayStation and Nintendo, and I expect more. And Phil Spencer has not made that hidden. For a long time, we suspected that Microsoft was going to be sharing a lot of their exclusive title, or quote unquote exclusives, because I don't care what anybody tells me. If you had to buy another company to get an exclusive, then, you know, I don't know how serious I actually take that. So with that being said, Horizon 5, which is their own intellectual property, mind you, is coming to PlayStation 5 this spring. And honestly, hey, I enjoyed it. It was one of the last games I played on Xbox. I have not touched my Xbox in like 2 years. I'm not going to lie. I have not touched my Xbox in 2 years. With that being said, that was a game that I enjoyed. I can't wait for it to come over to PlayStation. I'll also say that I think they have been setting themselves up. It was a conversation that I used to have within my group of friends. Like, we sat there and we were looking at the landscape of how Microsoft was moving. Microsoft clearly, from the moment they introduced crossplay, where they added crossplay into the mix, from that moment, we were looking at and saying they're not just trying to just be a single entity on a console. They're trying to be everywhere in your face, and that includes on your PlayStation and on your Nintendo. You can already play Xbox on your TV if you have that type of TV, which I think I've been struggling trying to figure out like their model, because after they put out Game Pass, it seemed great at first, but then when you look at the studios that's closing, then you start to think like, well, where is the bottom line for the people that's creating games for your platform coming from? And so then you look at that, and then you think about what was I getting at? You think about that. You think about how much they're charging you just to have a subscription service to Game Pass, and then like cloud gaming at the same time. Or I'm sorry, not cloud gaming at the same time. How cloud gaming is going to work, or how it's working, I should say. My bad. You look at that, and then you look and you say, well, they don't really have. If they didn't buy these companies, there would be no true incentive to buy anything from like purchase Game Pass at all. And I could say the same for PlayStation Plus too, because I struggle with both of these. And I think PlayStation Plus would be more of a success if they had more exclusive titles released at the same time. Like, rather than like how they've been releasing since the PlayStation 5 came out, I think it would be a much better platform to me than Xbox. And if they didn't have that stupid tier system, that tier system kills them too. That tier system that they have, like both sides, like it hurts so bad looking at that. Like, and I know like this is probably gonna, I know what I'm about to say next is probably just gonna be like a shock. Like, I don't want to see games become $100, but I can tell you like Game Pass and PS Plus makes me happy to support any developer that's deserving of financial support. I'm very happy to do that. Like, if it's like a From Software, I'll say Capcom. I know people are mixed on Nintendo, but I say Nintendo. Anything that comes from Steam, I'm happy to pay a price. $100 is a whole lot. $100 is a lot a lot for a game. I mean, $70 is $70-something is a lot for a game. But if it's good, I'm okay, depending on what it is. Obviously, Ubisoft is not going to see $100 from me because they haven't put out anything good since I'll say Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And no, I'm not looking forward to Shadows. I could care less about Shadows. Just because there's just too much. There's like, it's not even what they're doing with the game. It's just like, you ever see so much news on something and you just get worn out and you're just like, man, I don't even want to touch this. Not even because of like anything that anybody's saying. It's just too much stuff in your face from both sides, and I'm kind of over it. So I'm not looking forward to that. Like, I would be more so, I would pay for that. Where's that Splinter Cell remake at? That's what I'll pay for. I'll pay for that. Hey, you want to do something better? Make it a trilogy remake. That would be great too. And keep Michael Ironside's voice. Keep the original voice actors. Except for Blacklist, because, you know, Blacklist, it would mess it up. For Blacklist, I used to hate that they had to change his voice, but at the time, I believe that when they changed the voice for Sam Fisher, it was because Michael Ironside actually had throat cancer or something like that. So I think he got through it. I'm not sure if he did. It was good to hear him voice Sam Fisher again in Wildlands and in Breaking Point. Yeah, is it Breaking Point? Yeah, it's Breaking Point. It was good to see him do that. But I would love to see that. That's what Ubisoft needs to do. They need to work on that. Even though, like, I've heard all kinds of stuff, like they're screwed. They're trying, like, people are trying to buy them out. Like, there's a lot going on. There is a whole lot going on. There's not too many people I would pay $100 for a game for. There's not too many people at all. I don't see any reason for me to to pay that much. I don't see any reason for anybody to pay that much. I don't care if you're on the side. I don't even care if you're on the side of like, well, if you can't pay $100, then you shouldn't be game. Like, first off, you can't tell somebody what to do with their money. Like, at that point, you're just talking to talk, and nobody should actually care about what you have to say as far as how they spend their money. But for me personally, I'm not paying $100 for a bunch of games, the games that have been coming out. Like, maybe it's me, but it seems like games have been, I don't know, like, there was some good titles that came out last year. There was a lot that came out the year before that, but before then, like, it just seemed like they were just few and far between of good, really good titles. Like, I tried to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I couldn't. I couldn't with that game. If you got past the flaws in Cyberpunk, if you got past those flaws, like, that game was actually pretty good even before they fixed all of it. But I'm not going to praise them because it took them years to fix problems that should have never been a part of the industry anyway. But yeah, there's not too many people I would pay $100 for. From Software, a good Capcom game, Nintendo. Yeah, I mean, that just depends. And they have to be good, and they have to be worth $100. I don't know of a lot of games that are worth $100, but at all. But if From Software made one of the best games in the world, I would straight up, like, here you go. Like, you wouldn't even have to, you wouldn't even get the name of the product out. If it looks good and it is good, I'm paying $100 to hope it's good. But if it looks that appeasing, then I'm all in. Regular price, though, you got my support if you're good. Regular price, you got my support. So yeah, Forza, that's not a big surprise. Forza is not a big surprise here. It wouldn't be a shock if you see Master Chief start to leave the hole too and come to other platforms. It's not going to surprise any of us because Phil Spencer said, well, the market doesn't make sense in the current market to make exclusives. And to that I say exclusivity is what makes your brand. Now, do you have to do these stupid 6-month exclusivity deals? No, absolutely not for third parties. I believe this. If it's a third party game, leave it alone. Let it come out and let whoever play it. Hell yeah, I love From Software. There's no doubt about it. They haven't disappointed me ever. And like, they've been around for years. They've never disappointed me. Like, there's games that people probably don't even know about that From Software made. Like, From Software under the Ubisoft umbrella made Enchanted Arms, which I don't know if anybody liked that game, but I love that game. And it had all kinds of crazy stuff in it. But it's a nice little RPG. I wish I could see that game again. I would love to play that game again. What is it? Kingsborough or something? Like, I believe that was the blueprint for what we would see with the Souls games. I wholeheartedly believe that. So yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by anything that Microsoft does. If they get out of the console game, I'm not mad at you. They've struggled for years, by the way, just to get the attention of the people that PlayStation has garnered the attention from. And I think a lot of that has to do with the PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2 came out and hit. Like, I will always say this: the GameCube was probably one of the most underrated consoles from Nintendo. But the competition that it had with like PlayStation 2, the games at PlayStation 2. I mean, you come out with the PlayStation 2 swinging Metal Gear Solid 2 in people's faces, and you expect that not to overshadow. Plus, not only that, but they had so many titles. Oh my gosh, I miss when consoles released and they had more than just like 5 titles. Like, you at least had 16, 10 to 16 starter titles. Some of them were kind of off the wall, and like some would be like major titles, and then like some of those would be like third party, like indie looking games. But I miss that. And you could tell, like you would be in anticipation. There would be like an anticipation of seeing what was coming next based off of how that console launched. When you walk into stores and you see them changing the shelves, when you see them changing those shelves and you see the game, you're like, oh boy, this better be good. It's like there was a different feeling back then. I think that's why, like, a lot of people too that are into physical games, that's gonna be one thing that's missed a lot. Once physical gets fully phased out, once that's fully phased out, like, you're never gonna get that feeling again. It's all gonna look like gift cards. It's just gonna be a bunch of gift cards sitting on the shelves. Subscription service cards and stuff. That's how I see it. That's what I see coming. I predict that that's coming very soon. Man, let's get to these comments, because I want to play some Metroid Dread. I said it before, I deleted this video. I deleted the live on this, but I said it before that my greatest failure, my greatest success was also my greatest failure. To this day, I still get views on this video. And this one specifically. And I'm like, here's the funny thing. I did a trilogy on this, as you can see. This is the first one. I did this. So I did the Late Thoughts. I did this one shortly after. Then I did this one shortly after that. Then it took me 9 months, or it took me a while to finish this one. And then it took me longer to finish this one. But I still get, like, the comments. The comments are pretty normal, and I try to engage with some as much as I try to engage with some as many as possible. But the last one that I got recently, and it came, when did it come? Goodness gracious, there's so many comments on this. It's more than what I'm used to anyway. Where's it at? Liza P for me. You know, it's a lot of people that's saying, oh, I had this conversation with somebody. Sekiro, isn't that hard? Man, go play Charmless with the demon. And that's actually what I'm going to get to. If I can find that comment that I saw a few days ago, if it's still there, then I'll go over. But it doesn't look, oh, it might be, it is here. Okay, so this one, 5 days ago. We're gonna come back to this one. Let's see some of the comments, because I wanna engage with something. Liza P is what you play when you've done everything on Sekiro. Sekiro is better. Like I said, a lot of these games or a lot of these comments are just people's opinions. Somebody did a whole list, or did a list too. Bloodborne, Sekiro, Dark Souls. Which okay. I would actually change that order. Haven't watched yet, but I've played both. Lies of P is great, very smart game that deserves all the credit in the world. But come on, it's Sekiro. So listen, Lies of P, I would have never done these videos, mind you, if Lies of P wasn't as good as it was. Lies of P was so good. Lies of P was so amazing for what they did with it, that like if they would have changed, like even though they made like subtle changes to it, like I hate the fact that it feels like they've nerfed Andreas and the Puppet King. I hate that it feels like they nerfed them. But even after that, it feels like they put so much effort into it. Like it is by far the closest to a Souls game a Souls-like game that I've ever played, where it felt like an actual Souls game. Let's see. Both games are really great, but Sekiro's parry is essential to the core of the game's mechanics, while the parry/perfect guard in Lies of P is optional and one of the many ways to tackle an enemy. Sekiro is definitely designed in a way that they want you to master the deflection parry. Lies of P tells you that a perfect guard option is available, but you don't need to use the mechanic. Interestingly enough, I actually played Sekiro after Lies of P, and it ended up being way easier than the first time I played Sekiro due to the way more forgiving parry window compared to the tighter parry window in Lies of P. And I would say this to that comment, I would say, I don't know about that. If you play Sekiro regular, if you play it with a regular, with no demon bell, and you play it with Kuro's charm, you're fine. You have way less to worry about than you do in Lies of P, as far as like the parrying system. However, if you play, and I said this in the video, I believe too, when we get to that part, I said a good way to really test this is if you choose to do the path of further hardships along with the demon bell. If you do that, you will experience the chip damage that you do in Lies of P, and what is it? You'll see that the parrying system isn't that much different, because a lot of the things that I disagree with people on is really the fact that the parry times are different, that they're off, which is why I showed like a demonstration, because to me they feel the same. So like that's where a lot of like the discourse comes in when it comes to that. And that's gonna be like the recent comment, and I'm gonna have to find it again. Obviously, I wish I could start. Can I actually favorite the comment? Oh, I can pin it. Goodness gracious. I love watching both. Wish I had the coordination to actually play them. I mean, all those games take some kind of coordination, but you don't need like all the coordination. You just need to find your play style. And we'll get into the dodging too. Let's see. Lies of P is awesome. 9 out of 10 game. It's easily the best Souls-like not made by From Software. But Sekiro has an unrivaled level of polish, balance, and one of the best games ever made. It's not really a fair comparison. I would say it is a fair comparison. I would say it was a fair comparison. 100%. While it may not have all of the same aspects, I honestly think that if you compare the two for what they do have alike, I said this at the beginning of the video, I did not think I would have a lot to talk about, but there was actually way more that I had to talk about than I thought. So, yeah, my playstyle is I don't know what that is. And Sims? Sims is what you play when you don't feel like dealing with the extra hassles and you want to troll yourself. But I think it's a fair comparison. I've seen, like, by the way, I've seen more than a few of these comments that I've seen a few of those comments say the exact same thing. Where they said that imagine comparing Liza P to Sekiro, or Sekiro, is it like Animal Crossing? Oh, okay, yeah. Animal Crossing is fun. I play Animal Crossing just to keep up on bells and stuff. But if there's so much to talk about. The Legion arm itself is something to talk about. If you go into the leveling system, like, that's easily comparable. Like, there's so much, like, and I know I have in this video, like, for anybody that hasn't watched it, I have Sekiro clearing Liza P in this versus, because in the last two, like for one, I gave them, like, the timing, the difference in the timing of when the games were developed and everything. In this one, I didn't give that timing because the games have only come out like 5 years apart from each other. So there's not much difference in graphical leaps and bounds. Like, there's no leaps and bounds made between the two. Like, honestly, Sekiro, or Liza P, for what it's worth, was made pretty good. And I believe that was considered before. Like, I see mixed things on it. Like, 1 minute it's like a AA indie game, and then the next it's like a AAA game. So I don't know which one it is. But as far as I knew, NeoWiz and Round 8 aren't a part of anything anymore. They're not a part of Bandai Namco anymore, as far as I know. And I don't know if they were actually really a part of them. I think they were just in, like, a partnership for developing their first game, if I'm not mistaken. And I even said that in the first video too. Like this one, when it talks about two masterpieces in their own right, hard to compare them, in my opinion. Which, I mean, like, again, like, okay, so, and I'll get into this later. Like, I had to really observe, because if I don't observe as much as I did, even the bit that I did, I'd have that same opinion, and I would agree with you if I didn't. But having played both of them multiple times and then looking at them, that's what gives me the ability to even compare them in the first place. Truth be told, if I have to be real, if I have to be honest, Liza P is, and everybody will say this, is more comparable to Bloodborne than anything else. However, the issue that we run into when we start talking about where it's not comparable to, like, Sekiro or anything, is when we start talking about mechanics. The mechanics and gameplay is what make them, it's the surface level of what makes them comparable. Let's see. Liza P is easier if you dodge more, deflect less. I disagree with that, because when I first played that game, and let me tell you, even after they did their updates, and I don't know how many updates they've done since the last update that I knew about, dodging was not easy, especially when when they do the Puppet Fury for the bosses. Like, that is so hard to get out of. Like, dodging for me in Sekiro was way easier, and I'll get into that in a little bit too. Sekiro easily clears on all fronts. Yes, I agree with that. It does clear on all fronts. It does. It only does because of all of the lessons that From Software learned over the years developing the Dark Souls series, Bloodborne, and probably any of the other games that they did Tenchu, like they learned a lot over the years. So yeah, that's honestly going to clear Liza P on all fronts. I like Liza P more for the because of the aesthetics, which makes sense. That makes all the sense in the world. I'm not mad at it. 100%. They had some amazing aesthetics in it. It looked like a happy land that was dead. And that was amazing how they pulled that together. They took a children's story that was already dark and they made it darker in their own right. And I love it. I don't have to watch. I hate when people do that. I hate doing that myself. Like, I think, like, for me, like, this is almost like the equivalent of reading headlines. This is almost the equivalent of reading headlines and thinking I know the whole story. I don't have to watch. Sekiro is far more fun than Lies of P. Gameplay and the story and everything else, Sekiro just hits different than Lies of P, which is fine. That's cool. Like I said, this video was made to have your own opinions. Basically, what I'm doing here is, like, I'm showing you more of my perspective and my play. Here's one thing that as a viewer, you won't, I don't know how to explain this. As a viewer, you get to see what I'm putting out. You get to see some of my play styles, which my play styles are pretty, oh man, because I've seen some pretty amazing people play, but my play styles are pretty much, if I need to be cautious, I'll be cautious. If I'm not, if I don't, or sometimes I'll get greedy if I get desperate. Like, I'm very attack and back away type. I will learn parries most of the time, because if I find out I can parry an enemy, then, you know, I have all the fun in the world mastering that, which is a huge part of, like, the conversation and a piece of this, right? Like, that's what I do in most games. Like, when I learn how to parry, like, that's basically what I'm going to do, especially if things are predictable, right? Like, you get to see a little bit of my play style. It's not, and if you watch the Demon Souls video that I put out, like, that's pretty much my play style. I'm a cautious and yet greedy individual at the same time. And I don't know if that would be like irony or oxymoron. That might be an oxymoron or a contradiction. I don't know. Let's see. But I agree with this one. Two masterpieces in their own right. I agree with that. They are. Sekiro, best combat, blow and detection / parry connect of all games I've played. Masterpiece. That is fair. I saw a couple of these aesthetics, if I'm not mistaken. These aesthetic comments. Like, Lies of P has amazing aesthetics. Lies of P is my #1 Souls-like game, and I got platinum. But for me, Sekiro, which is fair. Like I said, Sekiro clears it. Yeah, it's an oxymoron. Yeah. So there you go. It's an oxymoron. Lies of P is by far the best Souls-like game out there. It's not overdone, very simplified, and not a complete copy-paste of FromSoft games. True. Very true. I like that they said that. It has its own identity and deserves the respect of being the closest to the FromSoft games level. Can't wait for the DLC. I can't wait for the DLC either, which is supposed to come out, like, really soon, hopefully. Like they said at the beginning of the year. That's what they say. I don't know when. I don't think they put out a date, but I know they've been hinting at it, and I'm just like, holy crap, man, I can't wait to see what you got. Because, like, the little, like, conception, like the what is it, the concept art that they put out the first time they announced the DLC, I was kind of like, oh, they can go so many places with this. I can't wait to see where they go with it. Sekiro needs a sequel ASAP. Well, problem with that is you will never see a sequel for either Bloodborne or Sekiro. I might do something on that too. Sekiro just wasn't set up to be a trilogy, even though it could be. Let me not say that. Let me take that back. let me walk that back and let me say this. It did kind of set itself up to be a sequel if you got the true ending. If you got the true ending, it kind of looks like a cycle. Just like Bloodborne set itself up to be another Dark Souls series. It totally did. Because if you get the good ending, you turn into the Moon Presence itself. However, it doesn't mean that the cycle will return or will continue, or that it will be a cycle at all. Maybe people do something different. Maybe they learn from all of the stuff that happened in like the hunt, from like the old hunters to the from the old hunters to the first Vicar, to the Bergenworth scholars, like all of that just, it was a lot to deal with. Nothing is better than Sekiro, fair enough. I'm used to the From Software gritty color palette, so looking at Lies of P, it has an uncanny arcadey look. I have yet to play the game though, so that's all I can say. That's fair. I mean, first and foremost, when you look at a game, when anybody looks at a game, it's up to that individual to figure out whether or not it looks appeasing. For instance, I can go to, which we'll visit in a minute, but I can go to Anotria, the last song, and say that it looks nowhere near like Liza P did at all. Like from the moment that they showed it, I had no interest in it. It wasn't until I gave it a chance with the demo where I was just kind of like, okay, I'll give it a shot because I like what they did with it. I like the mask lines that they did, that you could switch your mask line. I like all of the stuff that they did. They put in a lot of conveniences that for all intents and purposes, I wish that most Souls games would do, because sometimes I get tired of fighting a boss and then having to go through my menu and try to find the items that I need. And then at the same time trying to dodge the boss's attacks at the same time. Like, I get tired of doing that sometimes. So with that being said, I would honestly love if more had like the loadout systems like that. I think that was one of the greatest things that they did. I think that they did something. I'll say this, and I don't remember if I said it or not, but I think they did something better than Lords of the Fallen with the rifts. They did way better with that. And the reason why I say that is because, like, when you look at like the rifts, like, it's not overdone, right? It's not overdone. Like, when I play Lords of the Fallen, which I might do that sometime, I re-downloaded it. That becomes such a monotonous task to get through. Like, tedious and monotonous are the words that come to mind when I think of going to the Umbral world. Because, like, it's so easy to not only get lost, but then, like, you have to figure out when to do it. Like in Anotria, they put it in your face. It's right there in your face. So if you miss it, that's completely on you. But other than that, as far as quality wise compared to Liza P, no, it's nowhere near it. I might do something. I might do a stream dedicated to that too. To that one. Of course, somebody trolling me because, like, what does it say? Recover sin corn purses. Sorry, I'm just being a jerk. Great video. Yeah. I suck at reading scripts too, which is another reason why I struggle with putting out scripted videos. I really suck at not stumbling over my words. I can practice, which is something I should do. I should practice more. Enemy/boss design left me wanting more as a From Software fan. I don't really understand which game they're talking about. Somebody said in the comments under there, though, not a single boss in Lies of P is memorable in the way that bosses from Elden Ring, Bloodborne, Dark Souls are. Lies of P are literally just inspired Soulsborne bosses, so they will never be as good. For me, King of Puppets and Nameless Puppet is really memorable, way more memorable than the easy Dark Souls 3 bosses. I don't know if all of the Dark Souls 3 bosses are easy, but I would say that they have some pretty memorable bosses in there. And in my opinion, they do have some pretty memorable bosses. Like for me, Lexasia was definitely a memorable one. I would agree when he said the King of Puppets. Romeo, the King of Puppets, was definitely a memorable one. Champion Victor, like, what are we talking about here? But hey, you know, to each his own. I wouldn't say that the bosses for Dark Souls 3 were easy. I would say oh man. What did I say? The first 5 bosses? No. I'll say, because I have to count this out. You're gonna watch me do this in real time. It's Udex Gundyr, Vort, the Crystal Sage, if I'm not mistaken, is next after that. Then you have Deacons of the Deep, and then what's after the Deacons? It's gonna drive me up the wall. It's been so long since I played Dark Souls 3. What is it? Deacons of the Deep. Then you have the Abyss Watchers. Then you have Walnir, High Lord Walnir Walnut. I hate that boss. I hate that boss so much. And then after that, like, if you don't know how to parry, well, I would even go as far as to say Yorm too. Yorm is pretty easy. After that, if you don't know how to parry, what is his name? It is gonna drive me up the wall. The first boss in Irithyll. Crap, I can't remember his name. Pontiff Sullivan. If you don't know how to parry Pontiff Sullivan, you're gonna have a long day in his second phase. If you don't know how Aldrich works, you're gonna have a long day in that fight. The DLC bosses, like, I would say the easiest boss is the champion Gravetender and his wolf, and his Great Wolf was probably the hardest. And not even because of the Gravetender himself, it's the wolf that's the hardest part. But one of the hardest bosses in there is probably it's a toss-up between Sister Frida or Slave Knight Gale. It's a toss-up. So I don't know if it's that easy in 3. So let me try and find this one, because this actually intrigued me. I really do love the fact that there's so many different people that have like many different opinions on and many different viewpoints on these games. One guy said Atom Bomb versus a coughing baby. I just don't know which one he means. I kind of wish people would explain more what they mean, like which one is the Atom Bomb and which one is the coughing baby. Unless they're just expecting me to just go by the title of the video that I'm making. But where is it? I can't find it. I had it. I really should have pinned that. Or is it? It should say 5 days ago, right? Oh, my eyes. I kind of wish they would put these in order, too. I should be able to do that, too. Let me see. I wish they did it automatically, I should say. No? Newest. There we go. All right. So this is the one that caught my attention. Barbecue cheese. If you are watching this, I want you to know, shout out to you. I enjoyed your comment. And I will happily tell you everything you want to know. First off, I thoroughly disagree with a ton of what you said in this video. Overall, yes, I do enjoy Sekiro more, but I feel like saying things like Liza P is more punishing for failed deflects is just silly. It isn't. I don't know how this point is even arguable. In Liza P, you'll take a bit of chip damage, which you can then rally back through attacking or deflecting. It's super forgiving. Sekiro bosses especially can do a ton of posture damage and posture buildups even with perfect deflects, meaning you can often deflect 3 to 4 hits, then miss time one and get posture broken. They also often have true combos, which can mean a single mistake can just stagger lock you. Or saying that Sekiro has a better dodge than Liza P. I don't know how you came to this conclusion. The dodge in Liza P is often the easier option, and many players have said doing a dodge I'm gonna assume he meant makes the playthrough easier. I tried doing a dodge only playthrough of try doing a dodge only playthrough Sekiro. Okay, so this is where you need some computer glasses. Okay, yeah, I probably do. I do have some actually. I just don't wear them. This is where I come to it. So let me engage with this part first. The overall, or it's super forgiving. If you're talking about playing through it normally, yes. Or no, I'm sorry. Let me say this. You don't just take a bit of chip damage in Liza P. Not in my experience of playing through it. You take a lot of chip damage if you don't parry. You won't take any at all if you do your deflects and your perfect guards right. If you do those right, you don't even have to worry about chip damage. However, what you do have to worry about is your stamina, which is something in Sekiro I don't have to worry about. So while you are worried about your posture being broken, yes, I don't have to worry about the extra hassle of having to worry about my stamina bar going down, because Sekiro doesn't have a stamina bar. And that's why I think it is much more forgiving and much easier to deal with in Sekiro than it is to deal with in Liza P. Keep in mind too, you can get combo locked in Liza P too, depending on the boss that you fight. That can happen to you in that game too. Let's see. Sekiro bosses especially can do a ton of posture damage. Yes, they can do a ton of posture damage, but you also have a way to back away and regain your posture. All you have to do is heal and then block. Heal and block, and your posture bar will go back down and you can basically reset. Like, you don't always have to, like, and I don't know your play style either. So, like, you don't have to, like, go in and attack. If you're the type to go in and attack and keep doing what you're doing, then, you know, that's your play style. My play style is a lot different than that. Like I said before, I am a very cautious and yet greedy at the same time type of player. So if I see that I'm doing something wrong, I have trained myself to back away, and then I'll train myself to back away and then regroup. And like, one thing Sekiro especially taught me was that when I play any kind of Souls-like game or Souls at all, like, I should really think about what it is that how I'm gonna manage my items and stuff. That it should have taught me in the Souls trilogy, but it really taught me that in Sekiro. So that's one. In the instance where you're talking about, you can still take. Let me see. I don't know if you're speaking to like the path of further hardships either, because I mentioned that too, and that's a really good comparison. If you do the path of further hardships, you take not only posture damage, but you take the chip damage. And yet, as hard as that game is on that, as hard as that game is with on the path of further hardships, it's still easier to me than Liza P is when it comes to chip damage. Because the only thing that Liza P has going for it over Sekiro in that moment is that, yes, you can rally up which I do cover that. I do cover the fact that if you take chip damage or any kind of damage at all, you have the chance to hit the enemy and get some of your health back, if not all of it, if you land all of your hits in succession. The problem with that is just like in Bloodborne, you're not always guaranteed to land those hits in succession. So with that being said, Liza P ends up being less forgiving in that aspect, especially in certain combat aspects, which leads us to the dodging. Sekiro's dodging is easier because it is not the classic dodge that you would be used to in any kind of Souls-like game, where you get like the windows where you can just dodge to the left or to the right of a dude's swing and the blade or whatever goes through you. Sekiro actually makes it clear that you gotta dodge the regular way, like you would do, and like you would do if, like, let's say a car is coming towards me, and I gotta dodge. Like, I don't get that average window of like I can dodge through the car if I dodge at the right time or the right angle. You are not always guaranteed to do that. And that's not always guaranteed to be successful in Lies of P, especially when you fight bosses like the Romeo, the King of Puppets, or Lexasia, or the Nameless Puppet for that matter, because they're so fast. Like, they move so fast, and even though you can dodge them, you're not guaranteed to have that window is extremely slim. I can give you another example too. Andreas is a very slim chance that you'll dodge. Hell, any boss that I've played against that I've dodged, the most success that I've had, and I can go back and look at the footage because I have the footage of me. I've shown you the footage of me playing with the Spectre. I have previous streams still up of me playing without the Spectre, which I'll get into momentarily. That when you dodge, it is not always a guarantee. There are times where I'm just like, how did I get hit by that if I'm dodging in the right way? And this is most of the bosses in Lies of P. It doesn't mean that the game is bad, mind you, either. And I don't think that you're taking it that way. I just think that our respective play styles is way different. And I also don't know how many times you've played through the game either. So that's another thing. So with that being said, if you want to know how I came to the conclusions that I have, to be clear, I could probably play a dodge only playthrough of Sekiro and probably be successful at it. I could probably do that. I have to watch and see, like, or I have to look up the rules for like a dodge only and how it works. But like, I could probably do that. And it's not that difficult because there's certain bosses, like for instance, like the Guardian Ape. I don't go out of my way to try to I don't go out of my way to try and deflect anything that he does. 9 times out of 10, I've already memorized most of his patterns, and you know, it's just easier for me to run, gun, dodge, and everything. Now, if you mean like dodge and like, I could probably still do that too. But that also depends on the rules too. Like for instance, again, in the Guardian Ape, if you're talking about when he does his little runaround and then he chases you and then tackles you to grab you, I don't know how that works. If that's a dodge thing, like can you dodge kanjis, jump and stuff? Because like when I think dodge in Sekiro, I'm thinking you dodge kanjis by jumping. Sometimes it's Makiri counters with the kanji, but like if it's an unblockable attack, do you consider jumping? Because that's what I'm looking at. The dodge is not just the roll in that game to me. So maybe I'm taking that. Maybe I took that wrong, and maybe I'm wrong about it. So with that being said, how I came to those conclusions is not only multiple playthroughs on both games, but on Lies of P, I did a Spectre run, which is what you see in the video. That's the Spectre run. And then I have live streams. Let me see. I have live streams of me doing a non-Spectre run. It was a series I was doing called Streaming with Soul. And I did a whole week of Lies of P. I'm sorry, where was I at here? Is this the beginning? I didn't even do a whole week. It took me... Oh, no, I did. I did do a whole week. And this was back when I was doing my name change, too. I was trying to change my name, but... Let's see what I was doing here. So yeah, that's basically how I came to the conclusion. It wasn't just like one initial playthrough. It was multiple initial playthroughs with my play style in particular, and that's basically how I came to that conclusion. Again, I don't know what your play style is like, so I've heard the same things that you have too, that it's easier to dodge in Lies of P, so I don't want to discredit that, because you wouldn't be wrong, but I also said there's multiple ways to play both games too. For the other part of the comment, I don't know if you're coming from a place of playing the Path of Further Hardships. I don't know if that's where you're coming from as well, but I've played on both, and I can tell you right now that the Path of Further Hardships is stupid hard, and yet I have an easier time with that still than I do with Lies of P, and it's only because of one thing, and that's the stamina bar, and I believe I covered that in the video. So if you go back and rewatch it, there's probably some things that were missed, but I don't know. That's how I came up to the conclusion. It was multiple playthroughs with both games. And that is including beating the Nameless Puppet, which I did on stream. I can show this. I just to show you my credentials here. I did beat the Nameless Puppet. I barely did it, but I did it. Let's see. Here's another thing too, and man, I'm actually glad I'm rewatching this. Here's another thing too. It's a lot better to learn your deflex in Lies of P, because man, They help you with the fatal blows. That will shorten your fights up significantly. I don't know why in anything on Earth after I played through the initial playthrough, why deflecting wouldn't be something that people learn to master. Oh yeah, and I believe there was something else I missed too, because I believe that, hold on, let me see. If I saw that correctly, you can also get your health back from successful parries too. Let's see. I want to see if I actually did that. So let's see. And I had to switch my weapons up like multiple times before. So there's the rally. But there are also chances where you won't get that health back. That's the one thing I think I messed up when I did the Bloodborne video, was that part right there. Because in Bloodborne, at least you get the chance to get your health back if you get hit. In this one, you don't get that chance if you get hit. That's only if you guard. So yeah, I mean, and then if you pay attention to like the blocking, blocking, let's see. You're also utilizing your stamina bar. So if your stamina bar goes down, you take a lot. It punishes you way more for that. So yeah, this is how I came up to my conclusions. Like to play through it multiple times, I couldn't just do a video like that and then I couldn't do a video like that and then just play through those games just one time. That would be a very difficult task for me to do, to make a video like that. So yeah, I actually appreciate the comment though. Like, I appreciate the fact that you are looking at that. I thought your comment was very interesting, and I've seen a lot of interesting comments that I've engaged with in that video, but that one actually was like, huh. And I stood there like, I should engage with this. Nope, I will do this video wise. I think it would be better to do that. I'd rather engage with you that way, because like with that, like, it's too hard to put what I had to say in words. So yeah. With that being said, I appreciate everybody. Like, even your comment, I appreciated yours probably the most. For me, I like to be thorough, and I like to actually look at things. Like I said, you're not wrong when you say that people say that it's easier for them to dodge. I just never saw how it was easier to dodge once I learned that learning how to deflect and parry was easier than dodging, especially when you have to learn the windows. Like, and the windows they feel so short in certain fights. So with that being said, man, I've been waiting to play Dread for a long time. I have really been waiting to play Dread. So we're gonna get on some Dread now. I believe this is where I was. Ow. I'm glad I left off here, because, man, that would have been difficult. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know which way this guy's gonna go. So check me out. I totally forgot. And this was stupid on my part. I totally forgot there's actually 2 train stations. I have to remember all these controls again. Let me look at this map. So there's actually a train station that goes under here, and it takes you back to that part, if I remember correctly. And it looks like I've already been to this part. I have to remember where to get that hook thing from, and I actually might have to travel back even further than that, and I think that's where I'm getting lost at. That's where I normally get lost. Oh, hey, look at you guys. That's what I needed. Yeah, I think I might have to travel a little further back. I might actually travel back. I'm thinking about it. I'm really thinking about it, and I'm just kind of... Because there's some stuff in the last place that I haven't gotten to either. Yeah, see, I haven't been to that train station yet, so I gotta... Goodness gracious. Go! Oh, crap. I thought he would have been gone. Oh, wow. That was instantaneous. This meter doesn't last very long either. That was rough. That was extremely rough. That guy hit me with an instantaneous. Instantaneous stab to the chest. I mean, I know it moves fast, but geez, seriously? Oh, wow. I totally went the wrong way. Wait, which way is it? Oh my gosh, it's like right there. Ooh. Wow, that did not go how I planned it to. Something is off. And I think I went way off from where I was supposed to go. All right. Oh my gosh. please leave. Seriously? So you walked halfway in the door just to come back? That makes no sense. Okay, let's look at this map a little bit more carefully than what I've been doing. Wait, did it hear me? Way again. There we go. I also don't want to go that way either. Actually, I do want to go this way. Oh. Do I want to go that way? I do want to go that way. Oh, you're kidding. He's like right there. I love that's like the most convenient thing for these Emmy. That's somewhere I haven't tried to go yet. Let me get out of here, because clearly that guy is he's gonna take me out if I stay in here. That's the one thing about this game. You have to do a lot of backtracking. I didn't realize how much of Cataris was actually like the ME zone. That was a lot. Go that way yet. think I might have to go back further than I expected to go. Hold on. Yeah, every time I get to this part, I get lost. Everything else, easy. After this, easy. This is one part. Yeah, see, there's still some parts I haven't been to. Oh, that's why I haven't been to them. Crap. Maybe I didn't have to come back this far. I don't remember. Yep. because I won't get to these parts until later. But this one right here is, I believe, supposed to be... Where am I at? I can't get through there. Oh, I can't even get through here anymore. Holy crap. These load screens are always trippy. I think they're creative. I just think they're just way too choppy. That's right, I can't grab that yet. That's why I keep thinking I have to come back here, because I keep thinking that that grappling hook is over here, and I don't think it is, so... I never did like how everything connects after the Emmy. Kind of, I know you gotta fight your way through it, but man, sometimes it would just be nice to be able to just maneuver freely. Yeah, you're right. It would be. It probably would be too easy. Thinking about it, it probably would be. You're not wrong. There's another land. There's another place I gotta get to as well before I can even get that hook or that grappling. Kinda sucks too. That's right, I can't get there until after I get the running. Whoa, wait a minute, hold up. Something's off. Oh, I got a feeling I missed something. Oh, don't tell me I missed something. Here we go. Keep in mind, I hate fighting this ME too. That's why. every time, every single time. But I can't reach that spot. That is gonna be a problem. Because I can't reach that spot, this part right here. Oh wait, maybe nope, because then I have this. But there is this, and I have to be able to run through that. And then these cold areas is going to be really difficult to get through too. Okay, cool. Brave Bull flipping through comments. At this point, they're all comments I've already had to deal with, so it's not like it's a big deal. But how are you, Roxas? How was life? Been here yet? I think I have. I have been there. Because this is where the light is. Rerunning through Dread again. What do you think of the game in the top 100 of all time? I would say... Man, that's tough. I'd say in the top 20. That's what I would say, but you know, that's just me. The sound gives me nightmares. Which sound gives you nightmares? Oh, did I? Oh, I did that. I'm so stupid. I would say this is in top 20 for games of all time. Top 100 is too safe. Even 20 I would say is too safe, but for so many games that I've played, like there's so many good ones. Gosh, I really wish I had Well, I screwed myself. Oh man, this is gonna be it. I don't know, where would you rank this game at? I'd rank it pretty high up. Like I said, I say top 20. I'd probably even go as far as to say like maybe my 10. I have to really go through my catalog though. I don't know if you saw in the Discord, I went on a mini tirade of Kingdom Hearts 3 though. Like Kingdom Hearts 1 for real made me hate Kingdom Hearts 3 even more. Wait, how did I die? Did the little razor thing come up? I think the little razor thing came up. That's how I died. Give me health. Ew. Been alright. Just revisiting old stuff. Like I said, like the first Kingdom Hearts, which again made me hate Kingdom Hearts 3 even more than I already do. Like, I will never look at Kingdom Hearts 3 the same ever again. Well, I never really looked at it in high regard, but now I look at it even lower regard than I already did. I really think I might be overthinking this. They just need to redo the franchise. No, don't ever touch this franchise again. Don't ever touch this franchise again. Truth be told, like, there's not a reboot that would even rebooting it would do nothing to the story. Would do nothing to the story. The story is not bad. It's just 3 really felt rushed. 3 seriously felt rushed. I don't know why. I don't know why it felt as rushed as it did, but it did, and it's just terrible. No, I absolutely do not want them to reboot Kingdom Hearts. That's a game you don't need to touch. If you want to do anything, okay, I'll shoot you a bone. I'll shoot you some bail here. If you want to do anything, change 3. Reboot 3. That's what you can do. If you change 3 and you actually make it the game that it should have been, you got me there. But don't reboot the whole series. They have too much going on though to reboot the whole entire Kingdom Hearts too. Like I said, there's just like so much going on, like that if you don't know about like any of the other stuff that's canon, if you don't know about like the stage plays, musical session, like if you don't know about any of that stuff, you already have a hard time getting the story. You'll never get the story if you don't know about that stuff. I barely found out about that stuff. And even knowing about it changes nothing. I think I might be going the wrong way, but you know. Three ruined it, man. I would just want new everything in the series. Well, that's what 4 was supposed to look like, right? Something new in the series? But if 4 is supposed to be like starting anew, I already can tell like that's gonna be a disaster and a half in itself. Nice. And you wouldn't even expect them to make a 3 or a 4, right? Or a 4 after 3, because the way that 3 ended was just kind of like, I hate how 3 ended. Because I already hate Riku. I feel like Riku won. And not even like because of his own skill. I feel like Riku won because of a fucking like a fluke in the story. Gosh, what did they do? That's what they pulled. They pulled a Final Fantasy VIII. That's what they did. They messed around and pulled a Final Fantasy VIII, and they thought it would, and he thought it would be cool, and it's not. It sucks. And the difference between Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy VIII is at least Squall got the chick in wherever he was teleported to. Like Sora is just, we don't know where Sora is. Sora is just where he's at. Everything about 3 dropped the ball, especially how it ended. Well, I mean, would you wait for so many years for a game to come out? A game of this magnitude to come out, and this is what you get in return? Let's just like, it was a waste. It was a total waste. But playing 1, like, even 1's like ending is so much better. Hollow Bastion? Are you kidding me? Like, in 3, they just rush you through Organization 13. I'm just like, I don't want to rush through Organization 13. Fucking ease me in. The way that you try to in the 2nd and all the other ones in between. Ease me into Organization 13. But I gotta do a whole boss rush of them? Like, are we kidding? That was like the dumbest thing they've ever done in the world. Like how it ended, how... I don't know, man. Don't touch that series again. nobody got closure in that game. There was no payoff. It was rushed. They deported Axel and for no reason, and so Sora didn't even really die. Like technically, if we want to be real, he doesn't exist in that world anymore. Like, he doesn't exist. Like, that's crazy. Wait, where am I? Yeah, I hate Nightmare Before Christmas. I like the Halloween Town setting though. I do kind of feel like that in Kingdom Hearts 1 got robbed. I do feel like that. I definitely feel like that part got robbed. Like, they put more effort into Atlantica. Like, I hate Atlantica. I don't hate Atlantica. Actually, the part in 1 that I hate actually is actually Alice in Wonderland. I hate that part. That part drives me up the wall. There are some parts in Kingdom Hearts 1 I do think they robbed them, but I get it. Like, with the times that it was made, like, I don't blame them. But everything that they couldn't do in the first one, oh, gosh, they should have did in the they should have done in the third one. Everything they couldn't do in the first and second one, they should have done in the third one. And they just missed an opportunity. They missed a huge opportunity. Also, how did the powers work in that game? I don't know. I couldn't tell you, to be honest. 3 confused the crap out of me. And you know, like, my original complaints about there being like no, and I said this earlier, but like my original complaints about there being no Final Fantasy characters in the third one, that's changed a little bit because they didn't really play too big of a part in the first one. I think they played a bigger part in the second one than they did the third one than they did in the first one. Like, if I'm not mistaken, like, Leon was... I'll be revisiting that one soon anyway, but if I'm not mistaken, like, Leon played a huge part. But other than that, like, I don't think that they played like a huge part in the first one. Crap! I gotta be really careful here. Oh boy, I am cutting it close here. I am cutting it extremely close. Oh, come on, really? Oh my gosh! Oh, let's see if I can pull it off. Oh, I couldn't pull it off. That means I gotta start all the way over. Oh, that's not good. Oh, wow. Okay. Ooh. Where'd he go? This is like so convenient for these Emmy. Like they know exactly where you're gonna be. And that kind of sucks. about to say, don't you dare climb up here. Which way is this thing gonna go? There we go. Wonderful. All right. Go. Oh, ooh. Crap! That is a rarity that happens. Where'd he go? Oh. Gosh, I messed up. Still? There we go. Peace. Oh, it's weird. Right now, in my mouth, right now, I taste corn dog from Sonic as well as mustard. Thank you. Wait, hold on. There's something I'm missing. Alright, speed booster. No, I haven't, actually. Oh, that's right. I have not had either one of those recently. You know, I haven't had a corn dog in forever. The crazy part about it is it's like a Sonic corn dog at that. There we go. I will say a Sonic corn dog would not hurt at all. But neither would Chinese food either, so hey. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Damn it. Hold the phone. Something's off here. What else am I missing here? I might have... Oh, no. There we go. I'm trying to think. Because I think I have to go back to the other place, but I could be wrong. Roll that beautiful beam footage. That was smooth. That was smoother than I intended it to be. Uh-oh. That is not what I was trying to do at all. Oh, that's right. I need the grapple for this one. Without that, I can't do anything. Aha! Hey! Haha! Where am I going? Beautiful. Precisely where we want to be at. We are on track. See, I told you, everything after that part is easier. And it doesn't take much. Beautiful part about this game is too, everything is transferable in between rooms. I don't know why I came this way. That's what a map is for, right? That hurt. Hold up. That's the wrong space. I need that space. This is what I'm talking about. This is how we give it up. that's right. This is where you get the blaster from, but he gets frozen.
Anaman Henki Maradis, Pisalakutar Ili Zoha Hasana, Ilichozo Manfaragai, Atasen Maburis, Ashkar Behek, Ninu Gabara Neporian Levat Balis Henriku, Hensenilitan.
I mean, I don't really need to watch this.
Hasana, Maburis Ili Maukin, Sahari Lin Ili Maukin.
Oh, that's right. Gosh damn. I at least want to fight my favorite boss before I get off today. Or be in my favorite area before I get off today. Because, man. Oh, that's right. I gotta go through all this crap again. I'll take it. I'm gonna revisit another comment that on one of my first ever reviews on this channel is I did not use flash shift enough. Gosh damn it, that attack always gets me. boots. Give him that old flash shift work. Thank you. Thank you, Black Raven. Okay, so this should lead me to my favorite, but what? Ow. Ooh. Ow! All I did was stretch my fingers. I stretched my fingers and it popped.
Uploading data.
Our profile friend has explained much. We now know why the enemy are pursuing you. Samus Aran, Raven Beak lured you here. He wants the Metroid DNA that exists only within you. I have concluded why.
Wasn't there? Oh, that's right. Well, I missed that. Wait, isn't... This is the eyeball. Crap. I went in the wrong direction. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, that's right, because he... All right, well, here we go. Gotcha. Okay. Take all my energy back, please. Thank you. All right, here we go. One of my favorite bosses. I just have to remember how to fight them. take the death. I was trashed the first try. Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to... I'm trying to see if this actually still works. I didn't expect this to cut out. I apologize for the inconvenience. Oh, that's not good. Hey! Oh, but I had it. That's crazy. Oh, so if I hit that, then I'm just screwed then, huh? I think this spot that I'm about to go to will be a perfect way to end. This will be a perfect way to end this. Man, it was fun. I'm really glad that I got to fight my favorite boss today, at least. I think I saved? I just don't remember if I saved or not, so I'm gonna redo it again. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it. Y'all are amazing. Man, I am really struggling to get out of this game. I don't know why I was struggling so hard with that. But I am out. I will see you all another time. Peace.